have returned with a new intro. Today's video is a top 10 countdown for Trivium. They're just kind of a band I really slowly got into, but I finally did get around to listening to all of their discography. So I compiled this top 10 and I tried to keep it relatively balanced between all of their albums, but I have to say there's no songs from Vengeance Falls because that's kind of my least favorite album of theirs. And there's also nothing in the honorable mentions from that album. And then with Ember to Inferno, it's another one of my least favorites, but there's a song from that album in the honorable mentions. So check the description for honorable mentions, and I think we can get on to the list and get on to the number 10 pick. Determined to dominate everything. Wow, I didn't know Iron Maiden and Metallica had a baby. It's just so entertaining. It's such a simple little jam. The chorus is really bouncy and the bass line is really fun and just upbeat, and I really enjoy it. It's really fun. And I would say it's probably the best song off of the Crusade. Yeah, I don't have that much to say about it. I mean, I just really like how much life there is to it and how energetic it is, you know. It's just kind of a pump-up song, you know, especially with the title of it, you know, but it's not that generic. It's just a fun kind of pump-up song, you know. DUSK dismantled! Okay, this is fantastic. This is definitely my favorite song from In Waves because it's such a monster of a song. There's this low, muddy filter put over Matt Heafy's voice whenever he says the title of the song. And there's also interesting monster-sounding filters throughout the verses as well, and it's just, I love the stomping rhythm of it. It's so infectious that, like, you listen to it and you can't help but just nod your head along like, wow, this is a banger. It's really fantastic, and when Trivium goes hard, they go really hard. Not gonna lie, this song probably has one of Matt Heafy's best vocal performances, and I feel like as a fan base, we in general are way too harsh on Silence in the Snow. Like, no, I'm not a huge fan of the whole album. There are some good songs on there, like this, because The Ghost That's Haunting You just has this fantastic hook in it, and it's got a lot of dynamics and range to it because the verse is really intense and heavy, and then the chorus is just this big anthem, you know? It makes me so happy when I listen to it, and I always want to sing along. My number 7 pick is the most recent addition on the list, and Suffocating Sight is just a monster of a song. Like, I know I've been saying that a lot, but it really is. There's a lot of really memorable moments in it, from the guitar work to the melodic chorus that has a noticeably better hook than a lot of other Ascendancy songs, and that's not even a knock against those songs because those songs are also really good. I really like Ascendancy as an album, but something about this song just hits me in a really different way. It's very unique. What I like about it as well is, like, most of it is in G minor, and then at the end it kind of modulates suddenly to A minor, but the transition is fantastic because there's that kind of muted chorus that happens right before the key change, and I feel like that was really well written and everything like that. Then there's points where the pace just gets way slower and heavier. As soon as I started hearing, like, about halfway through the song, I was finally like, okay, this is gonna be on the list. Like, this isn't even an extra honorable mention. This is just gonna be on the list proper because it deserves it. And not to mention the vibes that I get from this song because they remind me of one of my favorite bands ever, Death, and their album Symbolic. It's really sticky and catchy in that same way that Death is, and it's like, I love the influence that's clearly here because Trivium didn't copy Death and they didn't ruin Death. They just were inspired by them, and they use that inspiration really well in this song. I usually say Sin in the Sentence is my favorite Trivium album, which it is. Although Ascendancy is really close for me. They're really neck and neck. I still really love Sin in the Sentence. I mean, that's kind of what got me into the band. And Beyond Oblivion, for a long time, I used to say was my favorite Trivium song. Like, it was between that and Betrayer, which Betrayer is only an honorable mention. So shows how much things have changed in less than 2 years. Beyond Oblivion just has this big hook of a chorus, and it's so anthemic. And what I like about Beyond Oblivion is it just captures a lot of how you do simplicity well in metal, because the only component here that's complex is the drumming, which Alex Bent's drumming is fantastic throughout all of Sin in the Sentence, and I really love his drumming here. It's just wonderful. And the chorus is very simple, but it's just done so well. I love the way that the guitars lead into each chorus. The chorus is a big earworm. I guess the reason this was left out of the top 5 when this used to be my number 1 is probably because, well, first of all, there's one thing I've been noticing recently with Matt Heafy's voice, and that is in the chorus when he says a dead road. When he says the word road, he has this weird kind of filter put over his voice. Like, I don't know what it is. He just kind of sounds a little robotic there for a second. There's that. It was really close, though, between my number 6 and number 5 picks. This is one of the first songs from Shogun I instantly latched onto when I first listened to the album a while ago. The way the drums are just going at incredible speed, and then the guitar riffs just going, and then Matt Heafy starts singing, and then the chord progression kicks in, and it's very entertaining to listen to. Chord progressions in this song are just golden all the way through. And hey, it's also another G minor song, which, like, they do G minor well, they really do. This is quite a masterpiece. I really love all the little details in this song that add up to the whole. Now at number 4, we do have a more progressive kind of a song, being 7 minutes long. I think it's the longest song on this list, if I remember right. But this is one from Sin in the Sentence that had to grow on me a little bit, admittedly, because, I mean, I heard a lot of people praising this and saying, like, this was the best song on the album, which you'll soon see I do disagree with that. Still a great song. I mean, I love all the progressions throughout it, and I love the way it builds up, and it takes the listener on a real journey. And the really fast-paced pre-chorus is probably one of the best moments on the entire album, I would say, and then the chorus is a bit slower, heavier. The pace changes and the solos make this kind of a big epic song, and I really like that. It's just always interesting all the way through, and there's just never a dull moment in the Revanchist. The Wretchedness Inside is a little bit of an odd pick to be in my top 3. I think, you know, this is just kind of known among the Trivium fans I've talked to just be the heavy song of Sin in the Sentence, and I get it. It is the heaviest song there, and one of the heaviest things they've ever done, one of the most, like, death metal influenced things they've done. But there's a few very simple reasons why this just ranked so high on the list, and one thing is the tuning. Drop G sharp is such a monster of a tuning. It's in G sharp minor, and having a really heavy song like this be in a key like that, I just feel like it really works well. There's just enough melody with Matt singing like once in a great while in the chorus, you know, to just kind of keep it Trivium-esque. Something about the rhythm of it, it's just infectious. This is just fantastic rhythmically. The band is so in the pocket. It's a wonderful listen, and I love this song very much, and I also love that Slipknot-like bridge so much. I don't curse in my videos, but yeah, I love the whole that goes on. That's just one of my favorite moments from Trivium in general. I'm not sure what is so amazing about that, but I just have always adored that moment. This song just does its job as an opening song. I guess that's really the best way to sum it up. because as soon as I hear those opening riffs, like, I know I'm in for a ride when I turn on Ascendancy. Matt Heafy's voice is noticeably a little bit weaker and mixed a little loud and just like, but it's so adorable. Like, all the little faults with this song I love because it just captures how young Trivium was. At the time, I'm pretty sure Matt Heafy was like 19 when Ascendancy came out. So I love like the simple little guitar riffs in this song. The dun da da dun da da. It's so catchy, and the song brings me so much joy when I listen to it. I also love the guitar layering in the chorus. For Trivium standards, it's a simpler song, but it just is so effective in that way. I really love this one. It's just a classic in my mind. And then we have KIRISUTE, GOMEN! This is a journey of a song. This is also an opening song, the opening song from Shogun. This has pretty much everything I really love about the band in it. It has so much of a furious bite to it. We have this beautiful verse that's full of rage, and then we get the chorus that just really kind of butts in and it's like, hey, I'm here! Did you think it was gonna be more like the verse? Did you think the pace was gonna be the same? Nope. I'm here to change the whole game. But I love the chorus so much because I love the melodies in it, and I love the "there's no turning back." KIRISUTE GOMEN is kind of like a testament to old Japanese culture and battles with like samurai. It makes me believe in that whole imagery, you know, because this sounds like a big battle going on. You know, it sounds like the theme song of a big battle. The way that it invokes that kind of imagery in my mind is a big reason why it was also #1. And the whole sound of it, you know, choruses and verses, it makes me feel like I can take over the world. It's so much fun. It's such a good time. There's just so much to it, and that's my #1 pick. It's wonderful and glorious. But yeah, I mean, in all seriousness though, I definitely think it's the best opening song that Trivium will probably ever have. It just starts Shogun off with such a bite, and so I just really love it. So that was the list. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I want to know some of your favorite Trivium songs in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.